Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be talking about the number 9 and all the tarot cards connected to that number. Now, 9 in numerology is considered one of the most powerful numbers of all. Why? Because that's as high as it goes. Numerology, with the exception of the master numbers, which are like 11, 12, or 11, 22, 33, those numbers, 44, 55, I think they can go up that high. Unless it's double digits like that, the same ones, then it's reduced to just a single number. So 9 contains the energy of every single number that has come before it. Hence the reason why the Hermit of the Major Arcana is the first one we consider. See, he's got that light, he's illuminating, and he's even looking towards that past, reflecting on where he's been. This is the card right before we meet the Wheel of Fortune of the Major Arcana. So it's taking all of those lessons, all of that wisdom, everything that we have experienced in the past, and we're taking that knowledge so we can turn around and face the future with confidence. That's why the Hermit sits in that solitude. That's why he takes that time to learn, shining a light on all that he's learned, all the darkness that he's seen, all the good light that he's seen as well. So he can take all of that wisdom with him, come down that mountain, and start something new. So 9 in numerology, like I said, is very, very, very empowering. It's very powerful because you have all of this wisdom. You have all of these lessons and everything under your belt. So you can start whatever you want to start in the next chapter. This is all the chapters in the past, all of those experiences, all of that energy that we've had before. That's why I say 9 contains the energy of all the numbers that have come before it. Think back to that one, the one that we first meet after that fool takes his initial leap. That's the idea. The fool is the zero, the cosmic egg, the magician, the next step in that sequence. That's the beginning. That's the individualism. That's taking, a chance, starting something new. And every time we begin another chapter, we have all of those chapters in the past to help us, make the best of it. Give us information that we can take with us and utilize for that next chapter. We won't have all the answers. When we learn from those secrets of the past, we learn those lessons of the past, we have information that we can use to make the best of the path ahead of us. Two, that's the high priestess. That's that intuition, and it grows with every new beginning we do. 3, the empress, creativity and creation itself. All those things that we've created in the past, all those things that we've learned from those creations, whether they worked out or not. 4, the strong foundation number and the emperor. Those strong foundations we've had, the strong foundations we've grown, the strong foundations we've created and enjoyed in our lives. That wisdom is with that Hermit. The Hierophant, 5, change and transformation, all of that is with it too. Those lessons that are learned, those higher powers and those teachings that we have from life, that gives us our ability to change and transform our lives. 6, the Lovers, the relationships that might not have worked out, those reflections, because, what is 9? But just 6 upside down. I've always found that so interesting. But that 6 energy, it's also self-reflection. So you take those experiences, the things that we loved, the things that we didn't, come to love and appreciate who we are, and reflect on those experiences of the past. We keep going so that we can overcome the obstacles of the 7 to drive ourselves forward. Find that strength to find the success and wealth in our lives. Of the 8s, strength or justice, depending on the deck we're working with. And when we're fair to ourselves, when we find that fairness in our lives and we keep going and don't give up, all of those lessons and wisdom are within us. And that's the energy of the Hermit and the energy of the 9, taking all of those lessons of the past, shining that light in the darkness within, learning what the past has to teach us, spending that time in solitude so we can move forward and find that spin the wheel of the Wheel of Fortune, luck and good fortune on our sides, because we've learned from the past and learned from the experiences. The other major arcana card connected to the number 9 is the Moon, because it's labeled 18. And like I said, numerology, with the exception of the double numbers 11, 11, 22, 33, 44, you get the idea. That's the how way you do it is you just add the numbers together. So 1 and 8 equals 9, and there is the Moon. And you think of the Moon, you think of the dream, the subconscious, the wild animal, the coyote right there, and the regular house dog, domesticated dog, and even the scorpion and everything coming out of that ocean of emotion. It's almost as if the ice where the snow right here on the Hermit has melted, and it's created this new world, this new path, this new dream that we can follow because we learned from those experiences of the past, and we're taking that knowledge and wisdom with us now so we can make our dreams a reality in the here and now. Now, our past might not have been kind, our past might have been dark, our past might have just, had us wanting to give up. But that's where that light comes in. That's where that hermit energy of taking that time alone so we can sit with our thoughts and learn the lessons that the past have to teach us. Because when we have that information, we have that knowledge and wisdom, then we can move forward and make our dreams a reality in the here and now. So trust yourself. Learn from those experiences of your past. Learn from all of these videos I've made about numerology, because you have that connection there with the tarot that can help you take control, help you make your life what you want it to be moving forward. And all of those chapters of the past, all of those experiences of your past, when you do not let that past pull you under that ocean of emotion and you truly trust yourself, embracing that darkness within, embracing that wild animal, as well as that calm, very well behaved animal inside of you as well, and you blend those together and you learn from those experiences of the past, then you absolutely can change and transform your life. You can spin the wheel and begin the next chapter because you have the lessons learned. So those are the major arcana cards connected to the Wheel of Fortune. No, connected to the energy of 9. That's the step right before you get to the Wheel of Fortune, so you can spin the wheel and begin the next chapter. I'm going to set these kind of like this over here so we can get all 4 of the minor arcana cards connected to it out. And it's interesting about the 9 of the 9 energy in the minor arcana, because half of them are really positive and the other half are like maybe some of the most negative cards of the tarot. So first we'll talk about the 2 positive ones. I feel like we'll set them like this. And then we'll talk about the 2 that aren't so positive right there. And it's still not really enough room, so we'll do that. Yes. And then we'll have space for all of these. Yes, my little tarot table is not big enough to do a lot of things, but it gets the point across and you see all the illustrations. By the way, this is the Rider-Waite-Smith, if you didn't know. The Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, to be exact. It's available on Amazon. It's available where any decks are sold. I just absolutely love the coloring of them. They're absolutely beautiful. But it's very much based on the Rider-Waite-Smith from Arthur Edward Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith all the way back in 1909, and is the deck that everybody knows of, most people know of, at least I'd say you know about it, right? And it's the deck that inspires so many decks today, so that's the one that I have sharing here. I will put a link in the description below of where you can purchase a copy of this deck if you're absolutely in love with the color scheme of it as well. Okay, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is the wish card of the tarot, and you see all those cups in the past. That's all of those experiences, the lessons learned that we can take with us and apply to the next chapter. Even the blue back there, the blue that's logic and intuition. It reminds us of the High Priestess of the Major Arcana, because that's about the same color of her dress mixed with that white right there, because that white shows purity and new beginnings. And those new beginnings, when we feel pure, confident, and in ourselves, we see our worth, and we learn from all of those fulfilling things in the past, then we absolutely can take that knowledge with us, spin the wheel, and begin that next chapter that comes with the 10. 10, that's the Magician and the Fool. That's beginning, trusting, having that confidence to begin taking our ideas and doing something with them. Even the red of the hat, that shows that passion, that love that is still in our hearts. When we have that knowledge and wisdom, we forgive ourselves for our past, so we can take that chance and spin the wheel and begin the next chapter. We have all of those experiences. That's the beauty of the energy of 9, because it contains all of that wisdom and all of that knowledge of all of those experiences in the past. That's what gives us our ability too, with the 9 of Pentacles, the other positive card of the energy of 9. It shows those grapes. It shows the fruits of our labor and being able to buy ourselves whatever we want. Now, the bird right here, the bird has a hood on it. So you always kind of see a little bit of a negative aspect with this 9 of Pentacles too, because it's like all those material aspects, all those cups, we might have accrued in the past. We have those material possessions, but what are we missing out on by just focusing on the material aspects of life? So that's kind of like one little message of caution that I've always seen with the 9 of Pentacles. Now, there's one little piece of the 9 of Pentacles that I've, you don't really take notice to it that much, but when you do, it holds so much symbology, and that's that little snail down there. You think about the turtle and the tortoise and the hare, running the race, and that tortoise is the one that won. Slow and steady wins the race. So having patience with ourselves as we learn from those experiences of our past can not only help us make our dreams a reality and help us buy whatever we want in this material world, but it also can give us that confidence we need to take control of our lives, to see our worth, to feel grounded and safe, and taking the time to learn from those experiences of the past, not rushing it, as we learn from those experiences, not rushing it as we take our ideas and our dreams and make something of them. We take that time to learn from the experiences of the past, slow and steady. We can have that knowledge and wisdom we need to just have patience with ourselves as we work to grow our ideas in the here and now. And that absolutely can lead us to, having these wealthy lives by learning from the past, having that wisdom that just because the past might not have been kind doesn't mean there's not something to learn from it. And that wisdom and knowledge that we take with us can absolutely help us, achieve our goals, make our wishes come true, and at the same time can also fill us with doubt and anxiety about what the future might hold. Yes, like I said, the positive cards are right here. These are the, make all your wishes come true because you learn from those experiences of the past. Buy yourself whatever you want to buy yourself because you have worked for it, you've achieved it, and you've learned from those experiences of the past. This dude is lying awake at night with his head in his hands, just worrying. All these things, all the pinnacles right here, all the money made in the past, all these cups here that have fulfilled us before, coming out of that ocean of emotion, shining a light on the darkness. This guy has yet to do that. He's sitting there in bed. He should be sleeping. He should be getting that rest and relaxation and just that wisdom from that past. But no, this 9 energy there has all become swords, that mental anguish, that lack of clarity. I don't know, I was going to say mental unclarity, but I don't think that's a word. But the wisdom there has not been achieved yet because he's letting that fear and anxiety keep him awake at night and keeping him prisoner. So just as the experiences of our past and the lessons learned can help make us, this card and this card both can also tell us that they can break us. And when our minds are working overtime against us, then the energy of the 10 that follows this, whereas this is fulfillment, the 10 that follows the 9 of Cups is, happy family, emotional fulfillment. The 9 of Pentacles goes to the 10 of Pentacles, which is generations of family coming together to celebrate. We've found that completion, again, that happiness and joy. Just as, the card that follows the moon in the major arcana is the sun. We found that happiness and joy. The hermit precedes the Wheel of Fortune. So we have that confidence, that good luck and fortune on our sides because we learn from it. But that 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, they haven't learned yet. And that's where that mental lack of clarity comes from and has that negative energy coming because we haven't learned that the past can stay in the past, that we're stronger because we live for it. And one of my favorite sayings in the world is what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So that wisdom that we've accrued because, life wasn't kind to us can help us make our dreams a reality, can help us spin the wheel and begin the next chapter. But if our minds are working overtime against us and all those experiences in the past have us worried that we're going to have the same experiences in the future, then we're not going to have that confidence to go after our dreams. And that's what the Inner Demons card and the Lying Awake at Night energy of the 9 of Swords is all about. We have to fight that inner demon. We have to face that inner demon, just like the Hermit said. Let's get the Hermit back. We have to shine a light on that darkness, what's truly bothering us, and learn what those experiences of the past have to teach us so we can melt that doubt. We can come up from that ocean of emotion, and be our wild, amazing selves so that we can take control, make our futures what we want them to be. We mustn't worry that we don't have what it takes. We must find that confidence, just like these two people. They're very, very confident. Not so much with this character, but when we take that time to rest, we take that time to reflect on all those experiences of the past, we take those negative emotions out of it, then we absolutely can have that knowledge and wisdom we need to begin that next chapter with confidence. Then we come to the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is right here. Let's pick it up. You have this illustration, you've got, look at his face, look at his expression. He's ready. He's ready because all of these experiences of the past, the reason this guy's lying awake at night worrying is the same kind of energy in this card. He's not lying. He's standing up, he's standing guard because of all those experiences of the past, the passions that might not have worked out. See, every single one of these has a bloom. It has a bud, we tried. We might have tried, we might have failed. And that's why this is the card that I like to see as the lacking confidence, just as that card is, standing there looking over your shoulder, wondering when the next shoe's going to fall. Because they fell before. Those experiences of the past, the ones that the Hermit is shining a light on, the ones that the Moon has that confidence when you come up for, when you trust yourself, when you have that confidence and faith in yourself. The moon can represent a lack of faith, but when you find that trust in yourself, when you learn from those experiences of the past, when you begin finding that strength, 1 and 8, you can find the success and wealth that you deserve, and you can have those lessons and wisdom that you need so you can begin whatever you want to begin. Now, the 9 of Wands is definitely a card that I feel like many of us can relate to, because this past of ours, as good as some of them might have been, a lot of times, like, that negative energy has this feeling that if things are starting to go good, really good energy can have our minds working overtime that we've experienced in the past. When things are going good, bad things happen. That's the reason this guy's looking over his shoulder. I mean, look at the bandage on his head. He's been wounded. So if he's been wounded in the past because he followed his passions, why would he believe that he could follow his passions in the here and now? So the energy of the 9 of Wands kind of tells us, like the 9 of Swords did, that those experiences of the past, when we don't take the time to learn those lessons, when we don't learn to do things differently, or at the very least see those past experiences as what we don't want to occur in the future, if we don't take the time to learn that we're never going to be able to spin that wheel of fortune and begin that next chapter. So the energy of the colors in this illustration, you see the green of the shoes, it kind of has that message there to stay grounded, stay focused. The orange is kind of muted right there, but orange is joy, positivity, just as the yellow here is creativity, happiness, joy, sunshine. So when we take that time to learn from those experiences of the past passions, the past logical things, the past times we found success, the past times we made our wishes come true, when we take the time to learn from all those experiences of the past, then we absolutely can follow a passion in the here and now. This guy very much has a passion that he seems to be passionate about, because he's got that wand in his hands. So he's ready, but he's just worried. And if we let that worry win, just like these 2 cards, then we're telling the universe, because this is the energy of the law of attraction, if we tell them, we focus on that negativity and worry, then we're telling the universe or powers that be that we expect that to occur. And then they're going to help us make that occur, because they're going to think we want it. So we have to have that confidence. See, confidence on that guy's face, confidence on that woman's face. No confidence. But when we take that time to shine a light on what's really bothering us, what that negativity might have to teach us, then we absolutely can take control and make our dreams come true in the here and now. So that is the energy of the 9 when it relates to the tarot. Empowering, powerful. When we take the time to learn the lessons that the past have to teach us, we have all of that wisdom and knowledge we need to begin the next chapter of our stories. So this energy, this is an entire little lessons thing, a little teaching thing when it comes to numbers, and the 9 is the one that completes us. So this will be in the playlist, and if you just found this one, go back and watch the rest of them, because it tells you so much information about the different tarot cards, and it's just the aspect of the number. This guy's confident. He's ready to make his wishes come true because he's learned from the experiences of the past. This woman, she's successful and wealthy because she took the time to learn those lessons of the past. Now she can buy herself whatever she wants. This dude, he's lying awake at night because he also has a past, and he's worried that the future is going to be the same. And this guy's definitely had a past as well. So he's taking that time to look over his shoulder when he should be taking all of that wisdom with him and looking forward to the next chapter. The Hermit has all that wisdom and everything. Wisdom comes with age. So he's taking that time, shining a light on all of those experiences of his everyday life, all the things that he has learned and accrued, so that he can come up from that ocean of emotion, thaw out those emotions, and make his dreams come true in the here and now. So 9 probably is the most empowering and powerful number in numerology. All of the numbers have something to share, though, and the beauty of 9 is that they're all connected to it. So as always, I want to thank you for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to take control of your life. Spend that time in solitude. Learn those secrets of your soul. Learn from the past experiences that you have under your belt, so that you can turn from the past, turn towards the future, spin that wheel of the major arcana and the wheel of fortune, and believe that luck and good fortune are on your side, because you have all of that knowledge and wisdom of all the times you took a chance in the past. You are enough, my friends. You are good enough. Don't let the past make you think that the future is going to be the same. Learn from those experiences of the past, and your future could be whatever you want it to be. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.